I don't know what I'm doing. This is really weird. Hello YouTube, how are you? This is really strange. I have not sat down and filmed a video in probably a couple of years. Couldn't even tell you, which is shambolic. Is that a word? Thank you for clicking on this video if you're here, which you must be if you heard me say that. I haven't been around here much lately because for the past 3 years now I have been working for Disney abroad. So I did 1 year working in Florida and I started working for Walt Disney's cruise ships, the Disney Cruise Line. So I've been kind of home and away and then home and away for a couple of years now. As I'm filming this, we're going through not a very nice time, so I'm pretty much home for the foreseeable. The ships have shut down and no idea when they'll reopen, so yeah, kind of scary, but we're gonna breeze past it. We're not gonna talk about it. I asked on my Instagram for some questions and you guys came through. I'm sorry that this is like not a very tidy and nice background, but we're working with what we have. So I have my questions, I screenshotted them and I'm gonna just whiz through them and answer them and try and catch up with you guys. I have a lot of questions that are really sweet and just say, how are you? How are you coping? How are you doing? At the moment I'm okay. It's been a bit up and down, like I'm sure for everybody. The first week I pretty much just slept and hibernated, which is normally what I do anyway when I get home because I'm so tired. I actually left the ship 2 weeks early because we didn't know if I would be able to get a flight when I was supposed to leave. But now I've been home for a month and I haven't seen my family in 6 months now, or my friends, so it's been a bit hard being home and not being able to do those things. But obviously I'm so grateful that I'm safe and healthy and here. Some days I can't get my head around it and I don't want to get out of bed and I don't want to do anything or get dressed. Other days I'm like, no, I'm going to be productive today. I've been doing some cooking, been trying to eat a bit healthier, reading new books and doing Sudoku puzzles and listening to new music and just trying to keep my brain distracted. But on the most part I'm okay, and I hope you guys are too. It's definitely a weird thing that the world is going through right now. The thing that was asked the most, are you going back to work for Disney? I have no plans to go back to Disney World to work there. I did my 1 year and I really wanted to go back and do a second one and still would love to. However, they have changed the application process for people that have done it before, so it's now quite difficult to get back to Epcot again. When I finished my year, it was like I was grieving. It was the best year of my life and I'm so glad I got to do it. Coming away from it is very difficult afterwards, so I don't know if I want to go through that again. I don't know, I'm very in two minds, but I have no plans for that. But for Disney Cruise Line, that is my full-time job basically. It works on contracts, so I've done 3. In my department I'm considered merchandise. I'm actually a fairy godmother in training. I work in the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, which is a lot of fun. I do 5.5 months on and then I have 2 months off. So I've done 3 lots of contracts, 2 on the Disney Dream and 1 on the Disney Magic. So I have to wait and see what happens, when my next contract would be, where it would be, which ship, before I can make any decisions about my future. I love my job and I love working for Disney, but the cruise line life is quite hard. Going away for so long and coming back, and also you work every day of your contract, normally around 70 plus hours. So it's a very different life and part of me feels like I should have a break from that. Kelsey Holds asked, what is the best part about working on a Disney cruise? Working for Disney? I love that so much. My job as a fairy godmother is incredibly magical. It is very special. I get to transform little ones into princesses and princes. It's just so special because you really can see the difference you're making, unlike any job I've ever had. Also, getting to travel is a lot of fun, waking up in different places. I have been on ships that have mostly been in warmer places, which I like. I'm not a fan of the cold so much. Getting to meet a lot of people from all over the world. Being on a ship with 60 plus nationalities of crew members means I have got friends in so many countries now, which is incredible. Molly Does Disney said, how do the contracts work for Disney Cruise Line? Do you have to reapply at the end of each one? No, with Disney Cruise Line you sign your contract at the beginning and it kind of stipulates the length of time and your vacation break. It's different for every department, and when that contract comes to the end, as long as Disney wants to keep you going and you want to keep going, you sign your next one, go on your vacation and come back. So each contract is separate, but you don't have to reapply each time. As long as you want to keep going and they want you to stay, you just go for vacation and then you go back on your next one. Rebecca DVX, was it hard to adjust to cruise life and living at sea? Yes, it really was hard. I remember my first contract, it just felt like I was learning a new language. I think for me I was quite lucky because I'd just come back from my year abroad in Florida, so I had already moved once, so I was used to working for Disney and being away from home. If I hadn't have done that, it might have been a bit harder for me. I didn't know what port and starboard side was, or aft and forward, midship, gangways, all these words I'd never heard before. You know, all the things that you have to do to live on a ship. It's so much about safety, so it really is like learning a whole new language and a whole new world, and it took me some time. There was points where I was like, I'm never gonna figure out this ship, I'm never gonna find my way around. But it's like anything, you really do get used to it. But it was weird. I never really got affected by the motion of the ship, it never really bothered me. The Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique on the Magic is the highest, furthest forward point of the ship, so we really would move sometimes, but it never made me feel sick. It just was frustrating being so off balance all the time. Zach's Mummy 81 said, which ship do you prefer, the Disney Dream or the Disney Magic? Very, very, very different ships to live on. I much prefer the Disney Dream. It's newer, it's just fresher. Cabins and the living conditions for crew are much nicer. However, I found the food on the Magic was better. The Magic had a good itinerary, it goes to different places all the time, whereas the Disney Dream only goes to 2 locations and has a completely set in stone itinerary. I think I probably preferred my time on the Disney Dream over the Magic, but I'm so grateful I did my Magic contract because I got to go to so many new places that I'd never been before. I would probably say the Disney Dream. It was my first ship, so that's where my heart kind of lies a little bit. Megan_Warner18 said, do you think you need to be a certain age to do a Disney CRP? You have to be 18, that's the rule. 21 plus. I've seen people that are like mid-30s doing it. You're not too old in my opinion to do it either, but I kind of think the ideal age is kind of like between 21 and 30. Becky Biscuit 84 said, how is the pin collection? I love collecting Disney pins. I have collected quite a few that I haven't put away. I really need one of those like big books that Disney sells, but I only have the small ones, so I have a lot. I did film a collection years back, so I could definitely do another one if you would like to see it. Ori FB said, your favourite makeup products at the moment? Since moving and spending a lot of time in America, I have become obsessed with Colourpop. I love Colourpop. Most of my makeup is from Colourpop now. They do Disney collections, which are great, but their stuff is really high quality and very affordable. Rose Slitherclaw, which program do you use to edit your videos? I just use iMovie, which you can do a little bit with, not too much. When I first started videos, I used to use Windows Movie Player, which you could do nothing with, so iMovie still feels like a big step up from that. Emily Hickman said, what is your go-to Chick-fil-A order? Chicken sandwich, a #1 meal, which I think it normally is, which is just your regular Chick-fil-A sandwich, and then I take out the pickle, I add American cheese, I get my waffle fries, get Chick-fil-A sauce and Polynesian sauce, a Diet Coke, and if I'm really hungry I get nuggets as well. I used to get the tenders, but then I switched to the nuggets and I love them. It's so good. I used to go a lot when I was on the Disney Dream because it was docking in Port Canaveral and there was one really nearby, and they always used to give me extra sauce to take back onto the ship so I could survive till I was back at Chick-fil-A again. Katie Eleanor said, what is the name of your Animal Crossing island? I'm obsessed with Animal Crossing New Horizons. I used to play the original one when it came out on my DS. I love it so much. It's so calming to me. I love that I can do a little or a lot, focus on small things, you know? I could just go in and water my flowers. And I called my island Castaway. Castaway Key is basically my second home, Disney's private island in the Bahamas, so I named it Castaway. And my friend Ollie from my Disney program said, who is your favourite Animal Crossing islander? I love half of my islanders at the moment and I do not like the other half, but my favourite is Freckles. She is the cutest little sassy thing. I remember having freckles when I was younger, so I think that's part of it, but she's just so fun and she calls me Princess now, so. Abigail_Rabbit said, I didn't know you were a theatre fan, so can you please do some theatre vlogs? Definitely can. I'm obsessed with musical theatre. It's one of my biggest passions and loves. Did you like Beetlejuice and do you think it should have stayed longer on Broadway? I have never seen Beetlejuice in person. Didn't think I'd like it because I didn't love the movie so much. It's actually become something I've become addicted to since the quarantine started and I've been obsessed. I've loved the music. I think it's so funny. Fortunately, because of the situation, it's now closed early because I think Broadway is closed until June 7th at the moment, so that does mean a lot of shows have had their closure date without knowing it. Love to see it, so I hope it can find a new theatre to come back to, or I hope it can come to London. And finally, I have a lot of questions about things I've been doing to keep occupied at the moment and any tips. I don't think I'm the best person to give tips because some days, like I said, I don't really do anything, but what I will say is I don't think there is the need to put pressure on yourself at the moment. I've seen a lot of stuff online about people feeling bad because they haven't been productive, and I've definitely felt that way as well. I've been quite slow at editing vlogs and just doing little jobs that need to happen. It's important to do what keeps you calm and happy and gets you through the day. There shouldn't be any pressure right now to do a certain activity or hobby or act a certain way. Just do what you need to do and what is best for you. I don't think it matters if you come out of this with 10 new skills and hobbies and languages, or whether you come out of this just having survived. Just do what is best for you. Thank you so much to everyone that asked me a question. I really appreciate it. If you have anything you would like me to film, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much if you have been watching the vlogs I've been uploading. I did a week in LA and then 2 in Orlando, so I'm posting those vlogs at the moment. It was the best trip. I really hope you enjoyed this little catch-up Q&A. It's been fun. It's been weird, but it's been fun. Please keep safe, keep well, sending all my love, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.